right, ladies, queens, good evening. We are coming to you once again for our third episode of Queens Talk. So, tonight we are going to discuss a highly controversial topic for many of you out there in reference to the COVID-19 and your kids returning back to school this upcoming school year. Um, It may not be a controversy for some. However, we just wanted to discuss it and get your opinions on it at the end. So I don't know where everyone is. However, here in North Carolina, we know that the parents are going to be faced with a tough decision this school year. They may have to decide whether or not they're going to send their kids back to school for actually in classroom learning, virtual, and then they also have this online academy thing here in North Carolina. Some states may or may not have it, but that is where the kids are going to be required to be sitting in front of a computer for a set amount of hours in order to get instructed throughout the classroom or throughout the school day. So, with the many of parents out there, I know it may be difficult because if you have your kids and they're going to school online, that requires you to be at home to oversee some of their homework assignments and their classroom assignments to just make sure that the kids are actually doing the right thing. Every parent doesn't have the luxury of being able to telework or work from home to be able to do both jobs. And then you also may be faced with the decision of sending your kids back to school with the unknown safety measures that the school does have in place. I know that they are sanitizing the schools and they are going to be working on minimum schedule, 50% manning for children and teachers and staff. However, for those with the young students, that's going to be a difficult task because you're going to have to make sure they truly understand the meaning of washing your hands, keeping the face mask on, social distancing. And that's going to be tough for these little ones who just want to run around and do their normal thing and touch and probe and stuff or whatever around with their friends. So it's going to be a tough decision. Everyone is going to have something that they're going to have to say. Everyone has their own opinions about it. I myself do not have that problem because I don't have school-age children. However, my sister here to the left,
yes, I do.
does.
Yes,
So
I do.
at this point, we're going to hear her perspective, her take on kids going back to school and what her plans are for her children for the upcoming school semester for COVID-19.
As for me and mine, our county that we live in, we are operating on Plan B. That's where our kids will go to school 2 days a week, Tuesday and Thursday, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it will be solely online. I don't have a problem with that as long as I see some how they're going to sanitize, how they're going to do their best to keep the kids safe and out, from getting anything. Me personally, I feel like my kids need that interaction with other kids, and not only that, they need that face-to-face time with the teacher, seeing that they had a lot of time last year, the end of last year, that they didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's imperative for them to get that interaction, like I said, not only with the kids but the teachers as well, because me myself, I've been out of school since 2003. I'm not
telling her age.
It is what it is. I'm not saying that I couldn't help my kids, but at the same time, I think that's what the teachers went to school for. That's what they're there for, to help them when I can't. So, of course, I want my kids to be safe. But I go to work. I still go to work for right now. I still go to work. I still go to Walmart. I still go, grocery shopping, do all those things. So the time that I'm out, I could bring it back home to my kids myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna, shorten the amount of education they get by just doing this online stuff, because kids nowadays, they are online, but it's only social media and stuff like that. But when it comes to actually sitting down to do schoolwork, where you got to do it so many hours out of the day, it's going to be difficult. And like I said, right as of right now, I'm working from my office, but I will be teleworking. I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't want to. However, I don't want my kids to fall behind, seeing that I have a first grader and a ninth grader. Yeah. Big difference. So I can't just rely on my ninth grader to help my first grader, because he got his own work. He's in the high school. He has to get these courses done. So me being the mom that I am, okay, I will telework. I don't want to, but I will, in order to ensure that both of them get the education that they need, or make it through this year. It's going to be tough on us all, but we can do it. We got to stay on these babies. The education is the key. So I'm all for sending mine, and I preach to them, especially to the first grader. You have to keep that mask on. And I did read online where of course they will have small breaks where they can take it off and things of that nature. But for the most part, I'm teaching her, you got to have this mask on. Yeah. So for me and mine gonna be at the Hope County schools.
So yeah, you brought up some good points. I mean, like you said, you are a single parent.
Yes.
Of two. And you got some parents that still have two working parents in the household. And again, you don't have the necessary luxury of still teleworking. Thank goodness that you will be able to telework. Yes. But it's going to be difficult. The kids are going to have to practice a lot of discipline themselves. For those that are having children that will be attending school online this year. And it's going to take a lot from the parents as well. Your parenting skills will definitely be tested this upcoming school year with COVID-19 going around. And we have enough to worry about with our kids every day, just sending them off to school in general. So now having this added pressure to ensure that our kids are safe and sound, because you just never know. I mean, obviously, I think the students are going to be required, not the students, the parents are going to be required to do a temperature check of the children every morning. They have to sign a waiver. They have to ensure that their kids do not come to school with a fever, as that's one of the biggest signs that you may possibly have COVID-19, to be able to spread to the other children. So you're not only putting trust in your children, but you're trusting other children and their parents to do the right thing every single day. It is going to be tough. It is going to be a struggle. But I tell you, ladies, it is something that is possible. Again, we can't stress enough the importance of education, instilling that in our children. But we also have to make sure that in this time of despair and tragedy and seriousness of this disease, that we are all fully aware of everything that's going on. Stay abreast with whatever the changes are in your local school systems, and ensuring that your children are fully up to the task at hand of being either an online student or going to school, or a combination of both. But we have to get this done, ladies. And I tell you, if you need something, don't be afraid to reach out or whatever, especially here on Queens Talk. If you got a sister that's close by that you need some help, we want to encourage you to make sure that you do reach out to them. We want to encourage you to not be afraid to talk to them. Let them know what your individual struggles are, to see if there's someone to your left or right that can possibly help you out. Because when I tell you that these ladies are awesome, these ladies are seriously awesome. And I believe deep in my heart that if you really needed something and one of these other lovely queens can assist, they'll be there to help. And I just wanted to go over some numbers as far as the death tolls and the seriousness of all of this COVID-19 stuff. So here in the United States, we have had 159,000 deaths. here in North Carolina, where we're currently residing, 2,038 people have died from COVID-19. And then I just heard today that there's children in Georgia and Alabama between the ages of 7 and 17 that have recently died as well. So this disease is definitely not plagued just by the elderly. People of our age are also getting sick and dying. And then you have now the young children that we're losing to this virus. So please be careful. Please be mindful of all of the warning signs and symptoms of COVID. If not only your children, but anyone around you are exhibiting any of the symptoms of fever, excessive cough,
loss of taste, loss of smell.
Yes.
Those two are
runny nose,
big.
congestion, yes. And now diarrhea has been added to the list of symptoms for COVID-19. Please, please, please go get checked out. Please stay away from people. Keep yourself isolated as much as possible, or whomever it is that may be affected by these symptoms or experiencing these symptoms. Please make sure that they are doing the right thing, self-quarantine themselves until they can get the test and they get the results or whatever back. So I would like to hear from some of the teachers and administrators that are out there as far as your opinion goes, and because yes, absolutely, your concerns, because you're going to be in these classrooms as well, and you have more firsthand knowledge than myself or Tasha in reference to how this is really going to function for the next school year, or at least the next semester of school. So we have any teachers, any administrators, principals, social workers, anybody out there that would like to chime in and have a say. We would like for you to post it in the comment box. Give us your opinions, in the short term or short verbs or whatever. Just let us know what we as parents, individuals, children can do to try and help the situation go a little bit smoother with the upcoming semester and school year.
Because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not just about our kids going to school, possibly getting exposed. We got to think about the teachers possibly being exposed by our kids that's taking it back home to their families.
Absolutely.
So everybody has a major part, from the kids on up to the highest person. We definitely have a major role and part in this. Just do your part
to ensure that everyone's safe.
Is safe, and is not worried about taking nothing back home to their families. We just got to do what we got to do during this time, and it's gonna be hard, but we can make it work.
Yeah,
we can make it work.
So on top of that, we would like to hear from some of the parents out there, single, married, whatever your status is. We would just want to hear from some of the parents out there, as well as what are your plans for the upcoming school year for your children? How do you feel about the new change? I don't like to say the new norm, because I am hoping and praying that this thing goes away sooner rather than later. And I don't want it to be the norm.
Even when this thing goes away, my opinion, we would never fully recover. We would never be back to our norm. Everything has been just turned from the
There's
way
a shift, for sure.
It is a shift, and we would never go back to just our normal,
because you're gonna be on high alert.
Because we're gonna be on alert. Oh, I wonder, do they see? Ooh, you been checked?
Right.
The least little call. We do it now. So, and we've been doing it for so long. These last however many months.
Oh gosh.
We've been doing it every time someone calls. We like, ooh,
Right.
So I mean, I think, sadly to say, this is our norm. You might as well go ahead and get your face mask and match your little outfits, because I do. But I mean, just we got to take it for what it is. Tries to keep everybody as safe as possible and get these baby day education.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, yes, the pandemic is our main focus right now in keeping everybody safe. But our kids need their education. Life goes on.
Yeah.
So we just have to find a way to work together as a team to ensure everybody is safe, that everybody go back home to their families without any coronavirus sneezing, none of that. Well, we just got to make it happen.
Yeah, you got to make it happen. We want everyone to continue to just pray for everyone's safety. Like you said, everyone involved from the teachers, the bus drivers, the students,
the custodians, they have to go in. That's going to have to go in there and
absolutely
constantly clean. And I already take my hats off to them.
Yeah, just making sure that they are definitely cleaning and sanitizing those places. Because again, it's going to be a tough task for the kids as well as the parents, especially the little ones, because they always want to touch and they want to feel and they want to roam, and they don't want to sit in a straight line when it's time to go to the lunch. So
none of that. So it's gonna really affect them more.
Yes,
and the teachers that has to teach them and have to constantly tell them, well, you got to put your mask back on. You got to wash your hands, sanitize. Please back up. And we like Yolanda said, we know kids that age, because my 6-year-old, she loves to be on me. But that's just what they do.
Right.
And, I do feel like it's some teachers out there that's going to make it happen, do their part. And, just...
So I do want to applaud the teachers as well. I know we applaud healthcare workers and the ones that are still out there working, at the Walmarts or, the food lines and stuff like that. But now we have these teachers that are going to be in harm's way, just like those healthcare workers, every single day. So I want to applaud you guys as well, because you're going to have this tall glass of water that you're going to have to drink here in the near future. And I know here in North Carolina, the kids start back school around the 17th, 20th, or whatever of the month. So we only have a few more weeks in order to get our minds right,
get our kids' minds right,
and get them back into school to start their new educational journey in a new form. So again, we applaud you, our teachers and educators out there. Please, please, please continue to pray for them, that they can focus on their task at hand. Because again, it's going to be disruptions in class. It's going to be a learning curve for everyone. So please keep them in mind, Queens. Please touch out or reach out and touch someone or whatever. If you know an educator, in your surrounding areas, just reach out to them. Grab all the information and knowledge or whatever that you possibly can to make sure that you are fully prepared and you're equipping your children with the necessary tools to be successful. It's going to be tough for sure. But again, as Tasha said, we can do it. Like I said, I don't have any school-age children, but as you guys may know, like I said, I have one on the way. So it's still going to be an adjustment for me as well, trying to just stay safe and keep calm to make sure that, my baby is safe and sound as well. So, so we are going to keep everyone in prayer. Please, please, please chime in, hit us on the chat conversation. We will definitely do our best to hit you back. Hit the notification bell.
Subscribe and then hit the notification bell.
Excuse me. Subscribe and then hit the notification bell. So that every time Queens Talk comes on, you will be able to see what our latest and greatest information is to put out to our queens each and every day, or at least every week. Queens Talk on Facebook has been awesome and amazing.
Yes.
As you can see, my partner in crime has on her black shirt today. So if you haven't ordered your shirts already, please make sure you order your shirts as well. You can hit us up on Instagram, Facebook. You can chime in on here under YouTube.
And you can go to our website, www.queenstalk.net.
Absolutely.
Where we do our, not daily posts, but we do have posts up there that you can comment and, leave us. You can subscribe to our website.
Yep.
So when we do post or whatever that's coming in the future, you will be notified.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you like the shirts, please make sure you purchase one. Get with us, and we'll get all your prices and sizes or whatever down. Remember that the proceeds do go to a local nonprofit organization here in Cumberland County, North Carolina, to be able to help benefit a women's shelter, for them to have educational resources, for them to be able to continue to operate as a shelter, keep the lights on and food on, and be able to get these ladies back on their feet after falling down on some hard times. And then again, we love you.
We appreciate the support that we have got thus far. And we are looking for so much more to come. So be on the lookout, because Queen's Talk is just getting started. It's only going to get better and better. We promise.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, we need you to subscribe. So subscribe.
And tell a friend to tell a friend to go tell another friend to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so you'll be notified.
Again, you can hit us up on our comments. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if you got a topic that you want us to hit. And we will do our best to make sure we get you what you're looking for. You ladies have a good night. And remember, never be afraid to adjust your crown.
Mwah.